Near the end of the 19th century, Jewish people grew weary of waiting for the final redemption. After centuries of anti-Semitism and persecution, 19th century Jews gave up waiting for the Messiah to come to return them from exile. They decided to do it themselves through an initiative called Zionism, an international, secular, political movement that called for a Jewish homeland. Under the influence of men like Theodor Herzl, Jewish people began to return to the land of Israel. Turkish control over the Holy Land came to an end in World War I, triggering an influx of Jewish immigration. After World War II, Holocaust survivors fleeing Europe pressed their way into the land. In 1947, the UN agreed to partition Palestine to form a Jewish homeland, and in 1948, the modern Jewish state of Israel was born. The modern state of Israel is not the messianic era. The redemption hasn't come yet. The state of Israel is not the kingdom, but it's a good start. There's a prayer called the Prayer for the State of Israel. It was composed just after the formation of the modern state of Israel. I appreciate the perspective it brings. Let me share it with you. Our Father in heaven, Israel's rock and redeemer, bless the state of Israel, the first blossoming of our redemption. The modern state of Israel can be called the first blossoming of the final redemption. It's a promise of what is to come.
You know, the prophets say that when the Messianic era does come, we're going to have world peace, all nations dwelling in peace with one another, like the wolf lying down with the lamb. Messiah is going to be ruling over all nations. All nations will be going up to Jerusalem to learn the Torah, and the temple is going to be rebuilt as a house of prayer for all nations. God's Spirit is going to be poured out on all flesh. Everyone will know the Lord. So I think it's probably safe to say that we're not there yet, not yet. But we pray for these things every day. We're looking forward to these things, and we pray for these things every day in the words of the Lord's Prayer when we say, "Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come." We're saying, let your name be sanctified. Let your kingdom come. And I think it's really cool that the prayer our Master taught us to pray begins with the same words as this prayer for the modern state of Israel. Our Father in heaven, Avinu Shebashamayim.
Secular Zionism believes that the people of Israel have the right to exist and live in the land of their ancestors. That's the modern state of Israel. This idea comes from the scriptures of Israel, which is ironic because secular Zionists don't believe the Bible to be true. That's why the modern state of Israel is a secular state, and most Israelis are secular. But we believe the Bible to be true, and the promises that God spoke to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that they will literally be fulfilled, that the visions and the words of the Lord that he spoke through the prophets of Israel, that they will be fully realized. So we have a lot in common with Zionism. Now, if you believe the scriptures of Israel are literal, then you believe that he will bring back the people of Israel to the land of Israel. And until he does, the kingdom of heaven will not be realized here on earth.
That's 100% correct. Some people refer to this perspective as religious Zionism. You could say that religious Zionism has a lot in common with secular Zionism, but there's some big differences too. For secular Zionism, the modern state of Israel is sort of the be-all and end-all goal of the Jewish people. God doesn't really have a part and doesn't have a place in the equation, and there's no expectation of a coming Messiah. Religious Zionism sees the modern state of Israel more as a precursor that sets the stage for the final redemption, for the coming of the Messiah, and for the Messianic kingdom. Listen to this prophecy from Zechariah. It will come about in that day that I will make Jerusalem a heavy stone for all the peoples, and all who lift it will be severely injured, and all the nations of the earth will be gathered against it. That's why it seems like all the nations of the earth are against the survival of the Jewish state. I don't know if you've noticed or not, but it really does seem like Israel is always at the center of world attention, as if the world is always waiting for any and every opportunity to condemn the state of Israel and to pounce on the state of Israel. This is the same spirit of baseless hatred for Israel that's been at work in the nations since the days of the apostles. It's the diabolical spirit of anti-Semitism.
According to biblical prophecies, the Messiah is going to come and he's going to fight against all the nations that waged war against the people in the land of Israel. This is why it's important for you to be on the right side of the fight now before the Messiah comes. And that's why we are religious Zionists. We are defending the land of Israel for the people of Israel in accordance to the scriptures of Israel. The modern state of Israel is a promise of what is to come.